Hello, everyone. There's always a moment in one's life when one has to stand unequivocally on the side of truth and justice. Senator Seriake Dixon has done that. I'm one person, I say things the way they are. If you do anyhow, you say anyhow. But when you do the right thing, definitely, I would say kudos to you. Honestly, if anybody ever told me that I would get to a time in life where Seriake Dixon would do something and I'm like, whoa, really fancying him, I'm feeling, gosh, that's a Democrat, I would have said, former governor, former Bayelsa governor, what did he? But like life is, it is what it is. And when people stand up, when voices are needed, we must acknowledge them. First of all, let me look at the statement that he has put out. He said yesterday at the sitting of the Senate, the issue of the president's proclamation of a state of emergency in Rivers State came up for discussion. And as I have said repeatedly, I raised my objections in the closed session on how the declaration fell short of constitutional prescription, based on my views as a Democrat sworn to uphold the Nigerian Constitution. The Senate did not undertake the debate in an open session. However, it was quite robust. I want to thank Senator Aminu Waziri Tambuwa for his strong support for the unconstitutionality of the declaration. I didn't even know Aminu Tambuwa was a senator. So after his governorship, he became a senator. Wow. Let me continue. Especially the aspect that deals with the suspension of the elected officials of the Rivers State government. At the end of the day, majority of the senators supported the proclamation as no room was given for open debate at plenary. I left the plenary before the Senate president was directed to report the outcome because I didn't want to be present while what I opposed is being reported. I believe Senator Tambuwa, Senator Baribe, and others also left. I want to make it clear that, as I stated repeatedly, I spoke and voted against the proclamation in our closed session, supported by Senator Aminu Tambuwa and few other senators who were not recognized to speak. And so I want to thank all the senators who shared the view that I vigorously canvassed. I'm, however, aware of the efforts made to modify the declaration as a result of the concerns and views we have expressed and canvassed in the past few days. Though I acknowledge the efforts being made by the leadership and president to moderate the terms of the declaration and to create a mechanism for oversight, theoretically, this does not counter the primary issue of constitutionality. Let me just take a break here and say that this whole thing that people are not seeing, I will repeat it again. For me personally, I don't care whether people see what I'm saying or don't see what I say. I saw a comment someone made, and he said, when I talked about, I said this thing started from the national anthem. He said, oh, Aisha, you said it then. Oh, now it is clear. All my life, even as a child, I've always been used to the fact that when I'm saying something, people don't see it. Oh, you're overreacting to this. Is this small, this thing? You see, this whole thing, it is not even about Fubara. It's not about Rivers State. It's about, let's use this and test the ground. You understand? They've done a major testing. Let's use this. So don't even test it. So first of all, apply what we are going. Now, two-thirds, because two-thirds is a very serious thing. For you to get two-thirds of a house, both house, not combined, not one house, both house, it's not an easy thing. Usually, there's no it's very hard, except if the ruling government has such overwhelming, numbers, which we don't have in this case. There's no how APC can get two-thirds. When it comes to two-thirds, it has to be with PDP, Labour Party, and the others. So definitely with this one, it means that not just APC, but PDP governors also supported this nonsense. They've removed your senator, they've removed your governor. Who else are they going to remove? So the next thing now, when it comes to constitutional amendment, or maybe they are looking for something that will give a lifetime presidency, or someone can run for another term or multiple more terms, this is it. They can just easily change it as it is now. Nigeria has been held ransom, and we cannot just leave this. I see some people coming to say, oh, when Fubara was enjoying, when they put him there, oh, Fubara, when they rigged the election for... This is not the issue. That one can be dealt with when you want to deal with that one. This is a major constitutional issue that we are dealing with now. The whole constitution can be rewritten by Tinubu to support Tinubu, to say that it's only Tinubu and his family that can only be running for election, and these people will pass it. And they'll just go to the state and just get their things passed. Anyway, let me come back to Seriake Dixon's statement. He said, the beauty of democracy is such that the minority will have their say, while the majority their way. I would have wished for a more robust and open debate so that all views and opinions can be openly canvassed, as I requested even at the closed session specifically and thereafter. The majority can have their way, but as it is, both chambers have decided, and the ball is now on the court of the other arms of government, especially the judiciary, in the event of any challenge. My attention has also been drawn to a viral video showing parts of the unfortunate exchange between the Senate President and I before we devolved into the closed session. As I said on the floor, the Senate President was very unfair to me by trying to censor my freedom of speech and by deliberately misrepresenting the import of what I said in the broadcast on Wednesday, which was the same thing I said on the floor yesterday. It is my opposition in principle to the declaration of a state of emergency as well as the suspension of elected officials. I thank all those who have called to commend my composure under unnecessary and unexpected attempt at intimidation. Is this not the same thing that Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan was talking about? Is it not the same thing? That this intimidation and whatever? Everyone, including the Senate President, knows I have long gone beyond that stage in my life. The Senate, as I said, is a meeting of equals, and everyone should be respected just as we accord respect to the chair. No senator needs the permission of the Senate President to express an opinion in an interview on a topical matter of national interest that is in the public domain. I intend to meet the Senate President to formally express my displeasure to prevent a reoccurrence. I thank my constituents, Nigeria, and all people of goodwill who have called to express solidarity and urge them not to be dismayed at the direction our democracy appears to have taken. For someone like me who has been in trenches over the years, all these challenges are actually a call to duty, and I therefore implore all people of goodwill to come together and ensure that participatory democracy is promoted in our country. Our thoughts and prayers are with the people of Rivers State, and he signed it HSD, which is his initial, Henry Seriake Dixon. I'm telling you, I'm really impressed about this. This is the kind of leadership that you want. This is the kind of representative that you want. People who are going to go there and speak their minds, not people who are going to be afraid to speak. What I'm trying to do now is look up the video, because I haven't actually seen that particular video, but I think I will look. Okay, maybe what I would do is that I will just do that in another video. I think I'm saying the video is quite long. If I add it here now, it will be too long. But like I was saying, this is what leadership is supposed to be about. This is what people at the National Assembly are supposed to be about: standing for the people, speaking your truth, being there. And when people say they are being muzzled, no, you can stand, you can have your voice heard. You are all equals there. You're not slaves to anybody. The National Assembly is supposed to be checkmating the executive. What we have right now is it's a National Assembly that is subordinate, that is a slave to the executive, and they've put some of their people in, and they've sort of like taken away the voices. But in all of this, some people have really shown through and shown that they are the true custodian of our democracy. There's also another Labour Party House of Rep member who stood on that floor, and I was insisting on a head count. Even if they are not going to hear you, your voice must be heard. And for me, I just want to say thank you to Seriake Dixon for standing. And I know during Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's ordeal too, he also has been one of those that has really stood and spoken up on that whole issue. Let's continue to go. Nigerians continue to keep watch and watch the kind of senators that are there that have not really, stood and done the right thing that they're supposed to do. Thank you so much, everyone.